And we're back. I always want to say that. I am Greg. I'm the creator of How to Build Games. I started this YouTube channel 10 years ago in 2013 because I'd been doing some Unity development for several years at that point and wanted to start teaching other people. Life got busy, as it does. I started a company and, well, 5 years went like that. But I'm back. I'm back with not just the same stuff. I want to do something a little different. Over the years, I've helped a lot of people with their Unity projects. I moderate several big Unity groups and game dev groups on Facebook, and I end up seeing the same problems over and over. Usually, one of the biggest problems I see with game devs in general is people don't really know how to finish games. There's so many tutorials that people get lost, people lose interest. 87 part, RPG tutorial. I'm good, thanks. Didn't want to learn it that bad. So the channel has changed, as you might have noticed if you've been around a while. We were How to Build Games. That was a great name 10 years ago. It's not my favorite anymore. Now, the channel is rebranded as Superhero Coding. The idea is you can learn a superpower, and that's bringing ideas to life, making games. The format will be, I'm going to go live weekly. I'm going to start from scratch, although I've got a collection of scripts I'm using, and I'm going to work on a game, one game per month. And I'm going to do it for about an hour, hour and a half a week. And so you're going to see me, who's been working with Unity for almost 15 years at this point, the way that I do things. Is it every best practice? Probably not. It won't be. It won't be. But I've made a lot of games. I've created a lot of Unity projects from scratch. I've shipped a lot of Unity games and apps, non-game apps. I've been brought in to optimize and salvage different Unity projects that other people abandoned. I've spent a lot of time working with Unity in a lot of contexts, a number of non-games and a number of games, personal and professional hobbies, and for other people. I know how to start things. I know how to finish things. And one of the biggest problems I see is that people don't know how to finish things, or they get too hung up on not knowing the graphics. So I'm creating this new format where I'm making one game a month you're going to get to watch. I am going to start with some of the scripts that I use because that's how I write code. Most programmers that have been around a while have a library of code that they use, and they go grab some stuff from that. They drop it in. They put in some other stuff. They rip some other stuff out. They tie things together. That's how I make every single project, with few exceptions. There are times where it's best to start absolutely from scratch. I don't mind that at all. That blank slate is exciting to me. But the idea is one game a month. One game a month, streamed weekly for an hour, hour and a half. And you might be like, can you actually make a whole game in like 4 hours or 6 hours, 8 hours? Yeah, actually, as a matter of fact. I sit and I do it all the time. I've got a lot of, nothing's going to be super fancy, but it's going to be for the purpose of showing you that you can make a simple game. You can finish a game that doesn't have to have fancy graphics, that you can still make a simple game with blocks, because I'm a programmer, not an artist, and it can still be fun. I want to show you how to take some basic movement scripts, some basic things, and put them together. People get lost. Can you ask ChatGPT how to make a game? Yeah. And it'll give you some scripts, and it's like, and you need to connect those scripts. Good luck on that part. It can probably describe that, and I'll do some stuff with ChatGPT at some point. like, you know, game developer looks at ChatGPT. It's probably already been done. I don't care. But it's the connecting the scripts. It's interacting stuff. Okay, I've got something that moves. I've got something that shoots, and I've got a boss that, you know, drops alien bullets. How do I connect all that? How do I put a game manager in? How do I put a UI on that? That's what I'm going to be doing. It's going to be one project a month. If you sign up on the email list at superherocoding.com, you will get the first week's code for free. Everybody gets that. The weeks beyond that are going to be a really minimal fee that anybody can afford, like $1 a day, less than $1 a day, something like that. And that'll get you the rest of the code and assets that I create over the course of the month. If you want them, if you just want to follow along, you can do that too. Everything that I code, I'm going to be doing live stream. Why? Because I hate it when people skip big steps. People do stuff. They're like, draw this circle, draw the rest of the owl. You know, because I follow tutorials still. Shaders, there's all kinds of stuff in Unity I just still don't know. But the loop of here's a simple game. Next month, here's another simple game. Next month, here's another simple game. Guess what? If you hang around with me for a few months, you're going to start figuring out how to build games better than an 87-part RPG tutorial. And I bring that up because I've literally seen an 87-part RPG tutorial, and that's fantastic. But ain't nobody got time for that. I mean, I don't anyway. Maybe somebody does. I don't. So that's the idea. One game a month. First week's code is free for everybody. If you sign up on the email list at superherocoding.com, if you sign up now, you will be, because they're not live streaming a day, if you sign up now, you will get the first week's code when it's done, and you'll get the opportunity to get the rest of it. I'm also going to be offering another option, a little bit more money, but not much, where we do weekly Zooms. And we hang out, we talk about game development, we talk about, you know, maybe the tutorials coming out next month. That will not be live streamed. That will just be for the people that are at that pay level. It's going to be like $1.50 a day or something like that. But you're going to have me, a Unity dev, professional game developer, professional programmer, there helping out with whatever you're stuck with. First, I'm going to help people with questions related to the stream of the month, the game of the month. But after that, I don't care. You know, I've done a lot of that. I've live streamed some of those kind of game dev help calls on this channel. There's at least one here. I did that for a while. I may do that again at some point. But I like helping people. I like seeing people get unstuck, because when I started doing this, like in 1980, back in the Stone Age of computers, some of y'all are thinking back in the Stone Age, period. And that's fine. In my town of 70,000 people where I grew up, most people didn't even have a computer. There were like 20 people, and I knew them all. And like one of them knew a little bit of programming, and he didn't really do game development. So I typed in long things from magazines. It's taken me a long time to try to figure out how to get people a quick win. And I've done that because I used to get these magazines in the mail, and I'd type everything in, and I'd run it. And hey, now I got a game. But if I had a problem, there was nobody to turn to. I mean, I started this YouTube channel in 2013 because there were not a lot of resources. Another, at the time, unknown named Brackies started his channel about the same time I started mine, except he stayed with it. And his channel was phenomenal. He did a lot of great stuff over the years. I'm thankful to that guy. I learned stuff from him. But I didn't have anybody to turn to when I got stuck years ago when I was learning this stuff. I had a few people I could turn to with Unity, and I'm still friends with those guys, and they're amazing. But when I was doing this in the early 80s, you just had to stick with it and figure it out or give up. So I'm doing this. I don't see enough people finishing things. I don't see enough people understanding the core loops, because you can follow a tutorial, but if they don't really tell you what they're doing, or they skip steps, or you don't have access to the code, it doesn't help. So all the videos will always be free here on the channel. I'll live stream first, and then it'll go into a regular video format. If you just want to follow along, you'll have all the steps there. I might fire up Blender or Photoshop or different things and build some stuff there as well. But it's going to be primarily about game development. It's going to be simple games. It's going to be games like a Space Invaders or a Galaga type game. It's going to be games like Flappy Bird. It's going to be games like Frogger / Crossy Road, stuff like that. Nothing super fancy, but you can build a simple and effective game in a few hours. So yeah, that's it. That is the new idea. Let me know what you think. I'd love, if you're watching this live, hit #live or #replay. I'd love to know your thoughts. I'd love to see what kind of games that you want to hear about, what kind of games you want to make, because I want to serve my viewers. I think this is a good way to do it. I haven't really seen channels doing this. Lots of channels have lots of tutorials with lots of things, lots of editing and all that stuff. I think the good, the bad, and the ugly, you're gonna see it on these live streams. But you're gonna learn how to build games, and that is the biggest thing. I want people to learn how to build games because there's nothing like being able to bring game ideas to life. That is a superpower that you can learn. I know because I've learned it. I'm going to be doing some other things as well. I'm probably going to do some Watch Me Work Wednesdays stuff where I'm working on one of my own projects. That source code is not included, obviously. But I also want people to be able to see some more advanced projects and how a game developer works on it. And I'll talk about the fact that, yeah, this is my, one of my games, My World Needs Hope. I'm about to start on the 5th or 6th version of it, like starting over. I've got another game that'll be coming out on Steam probably next year. But I think giving people insights into some of those bigger projects is good as well. So I'm going to stop because I feel like I'm starting to ramble and I don't like to do that. So thanks for watching. Let me know what you think about the new format. Do you want to learn one game a month? Does that sound good? Does that sound impossible? I promise it's not. I will be going faster than, if you're brand new to Unity, you might have to watch the video a few times. I guess this is an important part too. It's not going to be a from scratch tutorial. I've got a playlist, how to build a game in Unity 2020, I think, that doesn't cover everything completely from scratch, but gets pretty close, where I talk about this is a variable. Here's our hello world. These are game objects. These are components. I'm going to talk about that stuff, but not in that level of detail. So if you're brand new to Unity, you're probably going to want to go back and watch that playlist first. But I'm going to be talking about what I'm doing and why I'm doing it and how I'm thinking. I want you to learn to think like a game developer. That's my goal in doing this. And I think if you stick around for a few months and you watch these games get built in a short period of time, you see the code, you look at the assets, you play around with it, you start changing things, swapping things around, you're going to learn to think like a game developer. And that's my goal for you, to learn how to bring ideas to life like I do. That's it. Thanks for watching. I'm Greg, formerly How to Build Games, now Superhero Coding. Sign up on the email list at superherocoding.com, and that's where you'll get the code. Thanks for watching.